The Minnesota Wild are entering their 20th season as a franchise, and to mark the occasion, have released a jersey patch to commemorate the milestone. I caught up with the Minnesota Wild senior brand advisor John Maher for his insight into how this design came about and what it means to him to be a part of it.
Thanks, Kirsten. Yeah, this will be our 20th Wild season here at Xcel Energy Center this year. So fans will actually see a number of initiatives that we have created to help celebrate those 20 seasons. In addition, that jersey patch will be conspicuously on both the Wild home and road jerseys this year. Some of the details of the patch include, we went back to that very first jersey font that was on the original Wild uniforms. Folks will notice that in that 20th anniversary mark, as well as kind of retaining some of the details, including that North Star element from the main primary Wild logo. So more to come on 20th anniversary, but look for a lot of those initiatives to kick off along with the season schedule when we get that.
So with the 20th anniversary this season and the new Adidas Reverse Retro jerseys released earlier this week, there's a lot of new fresh designs for Wild fans. Tell me about the Reverse Retro jersey and how that came about.
Yeah, Reverse Retro, Kirsten, was a initiative that the league and Adidas first came to us with about 2 years ago. And during that time, they have developed, working with all the teams, 31 new sweaters and actually full uniform looks for all the teams for this coming season. You'll see them in select games throughout the schedule. The Wild Reverse Retro jersey features a nod back to the Minnesota North Stars with the green and gold look. Fans of a certain age who grew up in this market with their NHL team being the North Stars are, very fond of the North Stars look. The North Stars apparel still sells really well in our market as well as other NHL markets. And so to have that North Star appeal kind of attached to the Wild brand for Reverse Retro, the Adidas guys really did their homework when they did this planning, and we worked closely with them to bring that entire look to life. So we're really excited for our team to skate out onto the ice with the Reverse Retro look this year.
Thanks, John. So with all the chatter around the league about who has the best Reverse Retro jersey, I wanted to get one more opinion to throw into the mix. Earlier this week, I was lucky enough to catch up with one of the greatest hockey players of all time, Mr. Mike Modano. This is what he had to say.
There's been a lot of buzz this past week with the release of all of the new Reverse Retro jerseys. So what are your initial thoughts when you saw the new Wild one?
Pretty excited. I think it was something, we had a little sneak peek of the options they were going through last season, so to lead up to this one. So when we first saw them in our first meeting with Billy, Matt, and Craig, we loved them. So we're excited they launched that particular color, and Adidas did a great job. I think they turned out amazing, and I think people just love that old color North Stars. I think around the league, everybody's has made some comments about it, how cool it looks and how great it turned out. So we're happy with it.
Definitely a play of the old North Stars jerseys. How do you think they did in making them similar to the ones of the past?
I think they did a great job. I think it was obviously they needed to keep the logo, which is very cool. But I think those collection of colors are just they don't age. I think they just have held up over time, and people are excited about them. I think there's just still a lot of North Star history in Minnesota. There's been transition obviously over the last 20 years to the Wild, but I think deep down a lot of people there in the state of hockey love that color. They love the logo of the North Star, but they certainly do appreciate those colors.
And seeing this new jersey, does it make you think of an old piece of equipment that you wore that you really liked or a favorite back in the day? I'm
a habit of not changing anything. I hated new stuff, so I have a lot of my old stuff, equipment that I even started with in Minnesota. So I'm kind of once I like it and it fits, I try to hold on to it for dear life and stitch it and hold it and paste it together just so it stays together. But yeah, I mean, seeing those colors, it does bring back a lot of those just memories of my career starting and being in Minnesota and going to the finals in '91 and having that type of buzz that town had that spring in those playoffs. And but yeah, just obviously fond of those colors in that time because it was the start of my career.
What's one of your favorite memories? I know it might make you think for a minute, but one of your favorite memories from being with the North Stars?
I think putting it on the first time for our first home game against the Islanders, walking out there and just putting it on, walking down the stairs of the old Met, just slowly kind of making our way to the rink with that jersey on. I think, of course, the draft with Lou Nanny, putting it on for the very first time, brings you back. Those, like I said, that playoff run in '91, all the memories there, and the type of excitement we felt in that town and for players and our team. So, yeah, I would say draft and first game, pulling it over their head, like, wow, this is really happening.
Thank you again for taking time out of your schedule.
Anytime, you're welcome.
So with all the chatter around the league about who has the best reverse retro jersey, I had to get over to the Hockey Lodge for some gear of my own. Let's go check out what I found. From now through this weekend, there is a big player sale going on where you can purchase your own game-used, authentic player apparel and equipment. And not to mention, they just rolled out some of their new 20th anniversary apparel in preparation for the new season. Got the fuzzy over here. Look who it is, you guys. Super cool to see all of the new player jerseys hanging up here in the Hockey Lodge. And speaking of new jerseys, make sure to go to hockeylodge.com to reserve your reverse retro jerseys now. Even seeing it in person too, it looks way better here than it does in pictures. Seeing it up close, it looks good. Thanks for joining us on Wild Amplified. A big thank you to Mike Modano and John Maher for stopping by, and thanks to Hockey Lodge for having me down. Before we go, we'd like to give a special congratulations to producer Chris Barrier and the team at State of Hockey for winning a regional Emmy for the Homegrown documentary. What an amazing 3-part series about women's hockey in Minnesota. Make sure to check it out at stateofhockey.com. Meet us back here the first week of December as we take a little break over the holiday weekend, and have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. We will see you back here on December 4th.
Take a good, hard look. What do you see? Do you see history? How about the future?
Much better though, Green. Just keeping it simple. Good work.
Do you see those who carved paths into the ice? And those who followed? These are not the faces of female hockey players. They are those who have earned the right to simply be called hockey players.
D is on the goal line, F2 is right behind, F1 is right here.
This is their story.
You're trying to separate. Stay wide.
And make it a good one, Green. Make it a good one.
A story of the young girls and women who taught us all to see the game differently.
Go, Brent. Good.
Those who built legacies.
Here's Darwin's in, score on the rebound.
And those who carry them on. This is a story about community, adversity, and triumph throughout the state of hockey.
All right through the 5-hole stick line! An incredible play by Minnesota!
This is Homegrown.